Emma Martin was the kind of girl who preferred the company of books over people. Her nose was always buried in a novel, and she found solace in the quiet corners of the school library. The bustling hallways of Westfield High were not her favorite place, but she navigated them with a practiced ease, always careful to stay out of the spotlight. It was the beginning of her junior year when the first letter appeared. Emma had been to her locker 100 times before, and nothing out of the ordinary had ever happened. But that morning, as she spun the combination and opened the metal door, a small envelope fluttered to the ground. Surprised, she picked it up and examined it. Her name was written on the front in neat, cursive handwriting. Curiosity piqued, Emma slipped the envelope into her bag and headed to her first class. She couldn't concentrate. Her mind kept wandering back to the mysterious letter. As soon as she had a free moment, she found a quiet spot in the library and carefully opened it. Inside was a simple note. "Dear Emma, I've watched you from afar for a while now. You're different from everyone else. You have a quiet strength that I admire. Please don't think this is creepy. I just wanted you to know that someone sees you and thinks you're amazing. Sincerely, your secret admirer." Emma's heart raced as she read the words. Someone had noticed her? It was a strange feeling, being seen when she had spent so much time trying to blend into the background. She looked around the library, half expecting someone to be watching her, but everyone was engrossed in their own activities. Over the next few days, Emma couldn't stop thinking about the letter. She found herself looking around more often, wondering who had written it. Was it someone in her classes? A fellow book lover? The possibilities were endless, and the mystery consumed her thoughts. A week later, another letter appeared in her locker. "Dear Emma, I hope you're having a good day. I saw you smiling at that book you were reading yesterday. It made me happy to see you happy. I wish I could be the one to make you smile like that. Yours, your secret admirer." Emma smiled at the note. It was sweet and sincere, and she couldn't help but feel a little flattered. She started paying more attention to the people around her, trying to decipher who could be behind the letters. But no one stood out. Everyone seemed to be going about their lives, oblivious to the mystery that had captured her heart. The letters kept coming, each one more personal and heartfelt than the last. Emma began to feel a connection to this unknown admirer. Their words made her feel special, like she was worth noticing. It was a feeling she had never experienced before, and it scared her as much as it excited her. One day, as she was reading the latest letter, her friend Lily plopped down next to her. "What's that?" Lily asked, peering over Emma's shoulder. Emma quickly folded the letter and tucked it into her bag. "Nothing, just a note." Lily raised an eyebrow. "A note from who?" "No one," Emma said, her cheeks flushing. Lily wasn't convinced. "Come on, Emma. You've been acting all weird lately. Spill it." Emma hesitated, but she knew Lily wouldn't let it go. With a sigh, she pulled out the letters and handed them to her friend. Lily read through them quickly, her eyes widening with each word. "Wow," she said, handing them back. "You've got a secret admirer. That's so romantic." Emma shrugged. "I guess. But I don't even know who it is." That's the fun part, Lily exclaimed. We need to figure out who it is. Emma wasn't so sure. She enjoyed the mystery, but a part of her was afraid of what she might find. What if it was someone she didn't like? Or worse, what if it was all just a joke? Lily, however, was determined. Over the next few days, she concocted various schemes to uncover the admirer's identity. They watched people in the hallways, analyzed handwriting, and even tried to eavesdrop on conversations. But nothing worked. The admirer remained elusive. Despite the failed attempts, Emma couldn't help but feel a growing sense of anticipation every time she opened her locker. The letters had become a highlight of her day, and she found herself looking forward to them more and more. One Friday afternoon, as Emma was packing up to leave school, she found another letter in her locker. This one was different. It was longer, and the handwriting seemed more hurried, almost nervous. Dear Emma, I know this might seem sudden, but I can't keep hiding anymore. I want to meet you. There's a coffee shop on Maple Street called Been There, Done That. I'll be there tomorrow at 3 p.m. If you want to meet me, I'll be wearing a blue scarf. Yours always, your secret admirer. Emma's heart pounded as she read the letter. This was it. The moment she had been both dreading and longing for. She showed the letter to Lily, who squealed with excitement. You have to go, Lily said, practically bouncing in her seat. This is your chance to find out who it is. Emma nodded, though she felt a mix of emotions. What if it was disappointing? What if her admirer didn't live up to her expectations? But she knew she couldn't pass up the opportunity. She had to know. The next day, Emma spent hours getting ready. She wanted to look her best, but not too obvious. She settled on a casual outfit and left for the coffee shop with plenty of time to spare. As she approached Been There, Done That, she felt her nerves intensify. Taking a deep breath, she pushed open the door and stepped inside. The shop was cozy, with the smell of coffee and pastries filling the air. She scanned the room, looking for the blue scarf. Her eyes landed on a table in the corner, where a boy sat, nervously fiddling with a cup of coffee. He was wearing a blue scarf. Emma's heart skipped a beat as she recognized him. It was Jason, a boy from her English class. He was quiet, much like her, and they had exchanged a few words over the past year, but she had never imagined he could be the one writing the letters. Gathering her courage, Emma walked over to the table. Hi, Jason, she said softly. Jason looked up, his eyes widening in surprise. Emma. You came. Emma smiled nervously. I got your letter. Jason nodded, his cheeks flushing. I was hoping you would. I've been wanting to tell you for so long, but I was too scared. Why me? Emma asked, genuinely curious. Jason took a deep breath. Because you're different, Emma. You're smart and kind, and you don't care about fitting in. You're just you. And I really admire that. Emma felt a warmth spread through her chest. Thank you, Jason. That means a lot. They sat down and talked for hours, sharing stories and laughter. Emma realized that Jason was just as thoughtful and sweet in person as he was in his letters. By the time they left the coffee shop, she knew that this was just the beginning of something special. Over the next few weeks, Emma and Jason grew closer. They spent their days together, finding comfort in each other's company. Jason continued to write her letters, but now he handed them to her in person, watching as her face lit up with each one. The school dance was approaching, and Jason asked Emma to be his date. She agreed, excited and nervous all at once. The night of the dance, she wore a simple, elegant dress, and Jason looked handsome in his suit. As they entered the gym, decorated with twinkling lights and colorful streamers, Emma felt a sense of magic in the air. They danced together, swaying to the music, lost in their own world. Emma felt happier than she had ever been. As the night drew to a close, Jason led her outside to the courtyard. The cool night air was refreshing, and the stars twinkled above them. "Emma," Jason said, taking her hands in his. "I'm really glad you came to meet me that day." Emma smiled, her heart full. "Me too, Jason." "Me too." He leaned in, and their lips met in a gentle kiss. It was soft and sweet, and it felt like the perfect ending to their story. But Emma knew it was just the beginning. She had found someone who saw her for who she truly was, and she couldn't wait to see where their story would take them next. Emma and Jason continued to navigate their junior year together, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They discovered new things about each other, shared their dreams and fears, and supported each other through the ups and downs of high school life. Emma's confidence blossomed with Jason by her side. She joined the school's book club and even started writing her own stories, encouraged by Jason's unwavering belief in her talent. Jason, in turn, found himself opening up more, sharing his passion for photography and capturing the world through his lens. Their relationship wasn't without its challenges. There were misunderstandings and moments of doubt, but they always found their way back to each other. They learned the importance of communication and trust, and their love only deepened. As the end of the school year approached, they faced a new challenge, the possibility of being separated over the summer. Emma had been accepted into a prestigious writing program, while Jason had an opportunity to intern with a renowned photographer in another city. The thought of being apart was daunting, but they knew it was an important step for both of them. They promised to stay in touch, writing letters and talking every day, just as they had done before. The night before they were to leave for their respective programs, they met at their favorite spot, the coffee shop where it had all begun. They sat in their usual corner, holding hands and talking about their plans for the future. "Promise me we'll stay connected," Emma said, her eyes glistening with tears. "I promise," Jason replied, squeezing her hand. "No matter where we are, we'll always have each other." They shared one last kiss before parting ways, their hearts heavy but hopeful. They knew that their love was strong enough to withstand the distance. Throughout the summer, they kept their promise. They wrote each other long letters, detailing their experiences and sharing their thoughts. Each letter was a reminder of the bond they shared, and it helped them feel closer despite the miles between them. When the summer ended, they returned to Westfield High for their senior year, their connection stronger than ever. They faced the challenges of their final year together, supporting each other through college applications and the stress of impending adulthood. Their love had grown and evolved, becoming a source of strength and inspiration for both of them. They knew that whatever the future held, they would face it together. On the night of their graduation, as they stood on the stage, caps and gowns fluttering in the breeze, they looked at each other and smiled. They had come a long way from those first secret letters, and they were ready to embark on the next chapter of their lives. As they walked off the stage, hand in hand, Emma whispered to Jason, "Thank you for seeing me." Jason smiled, his eyes full of love. "Thank you for being you, Emma. Here's to our next adventure." And with that, they stepped into the future, ready to write the rest of their story together.